Hey guys out there, it's a Holy Hour Lost World Tour update. Yeah, I don't think we're going to call this one a full episode, but it's Friday night. Welcome, I'm Gavin, and I hope you guys are doing good out there. And I was just looking over at the shows that were piling up and realizing it's been 3 shows since the last one we posted on Wednesday, and I'd really like to say a little 2 cents on all of them, so I figured I'd do a quickie little update. We won't count this as a full episode unless I really get rambling. Gonna warn you, I had some drinks. It's Friday night, good night out with the family, and good night of refreshing my phone, looking at the set list of Copenhagen. So it's October 14th, and seemed like quite a show out there, but we can't start there. We had 2 other ones first. So let's backtrack and talk about some highlights and things that happened in the past 3. So I'm going to try to stay. Some of these are going to get a little bigger. I probably can't do this every 3 shows, but I figured let's keep our head above water, or at least a little bit, and talk about the shows. So yeah, let's see. We go back to Wednesday is where we left off in Oslo, Norway, October 12th. They played 27 songs, so they're holding steady at the 27 mark. And as far as highlights for Oslo, let's see. Nothing is Forever, still in the playlist, the 3rd new song. Otherwise, the set list is pretty much a combo of the other ones that night. So we had, open with Alone, ending the main set with End Song still. So we get all 3 of those. No debuts of new songs for this tour at the Oslo show, though. But a good solid list still. We got Closed Down returns, so that's pretty cool. We got the return of Kyoto Song and Cold. Hungry Ghost is proven to be a consistent one again, so that's in there. And otherwise mixed in with the regulars like, Pictures of You and Fascination Street, Push, Want, Shake Dog Shake, Edge of the Deep Green Sea, and Burn. So all those are holding steady. This time we get this was the double of the 17 seconds Encore 1. So this very mysterious Encore 1, we had pretty much figured we had cracked the code when we last spoke with me and Chaz, and we had Encore 1 is going to be a themed encore every time, and we're going to get a batch of songs. And this one was a little weird because it was doubled right after the last one of 17 seconds themed, but nobody would complain about that, so that's pretty rad. At Night, M, Play for Today, and A Forest would be encore number 1 on Wednesday night. Everybody there was satisfied and happy, I'm sure, but kind of keeps the suspense going. What are they going to do for the next one? So 17 seconds encore, real rad. Encore number 2, starting to look pretty solid. I think we kind of assumed this was going to be the case in the last episode too, but as we get into the next 3 shows, Encore number 2, a 7-song pop set consisting of Lullaby, Walk, Friday I'm in Love, Close to Me, In Between Days, Just Like Heaven, and Boys Don't Cry. So how can you be not happy with that, other than the fact that maybe you're like, uh-oh, is it predictable though? So the last 7 songs, but you gotta hear those songs, so you can't complain that. So Encore number 2 wraps up 3-year anniversary. This show was on the 12th. Is the 3-year anniversary of what? Nothing's happened in 3 years, Gavin. What are you talking about? 3 years since Austin City Limits, since the show I was at, and the last Cure show prior to this tour starting. So just further proof of how close they were to going a full 3 years without playing a live show due to the pandemic and bullshittery of the planet. But thank God it didn't even make it to the full 3 years. There were 3 shows ahead of that. So, but wow, pretty crazy to think 3 years back was their last show. And that was the anniversary. I don't think anything got mentioned probably of that. They probably are trying to just look past that as much as possible. What can you do? That's not a very good anniversary to celebrate, but worth noting, you know? It was a good night for me in Austin City Limits way back then. I loved that show. So, yeah, it's been 3 years at this point. And Norway has to be pretty happy with this set. While there weren't many huge surprises by any means, it's a solid set list. And I think as they just start tweaking and shuffling around here, you know, it's just kind of the luck of the draw if they're your personal favorites or not. So there's no pleasing everybody, of course, but pretty cool just to see that there's a lot of wiggle room with these songs that they've been playing. And as we see, you know, this is where I started to think maybe this is the full batch, and we're just going to start seeing all the songs shuffled around in various orders for all the rest of the shows. You know, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but Cure's not going to leave us like that, is it? No! We got the first string of 3 shows in a row. That's why these piled up so fast, if you were wondering. But they go on to Sweden, second Swedish show in Gothenburg, or actually I believe it's pronounced Gothenburg, not like Steve Gothenburg. But for the Cure, it's got to be Gothenburg, right? Second show in Sweden. And like many these shows coinciding, I have to give a giant shout out to our buddy Eric in Canada, who I've been texting a lot as these refreshers of set list are going during the shows, and having many wonderful conversations and thoughts bouncing back and forth with Eric. And he definitely threw it out there too, is like, are we going to start seeing maybe a variety of shows when they double up in the country? This being the second Swedish show, maybe we'll get a stranger combination of songs, with the idea of rewarding people, at least within the country, that have probably gone to both shows. And hard to say, you never know inside the mind of Robert, but based on this, yes, I think we will, because on this second show in Sweden, we got quite a different set list. Not drastically different, but a few little nuggets and surprises in there. Again, And Nothing Is Forever is in the set, so it's starting to look like they're going to keep that third new song in there consistently, which is awesome, because it's definitely growing on me and everybody I've talked to quite a bit since they debuted it, so that's pretty rad. Maybe I can't even say it out loud. It's something to talk to about Eric too, and then it was funny, we were joking about it, but we were driving in the car and I was playing it again, streaming it, and my son in the back seat goes, "Song kind of sounds like it would be in like a Disney movie or something." And there is a strange element of this song, And Nothing Is Forever, that is very like the something with the strings and the chimes and the piano part. It does have almost like a little Disney movie quality to it. I don't know, that doesn't really sound like a huge compliment by any means, but something about the song, I think it's like once the bass kicks in and stuff, it totally goes in the Cure direction. And I love the song. It's maybe my favorite of the 3. But yeah, it is kind of funny. He's got the shaker going, you know. It feels like some kind of almost like feel-good Disney song. But of course, since the lyrics kick in and stuff, it is anything but the positive Princess in the Castle song by any means. But something to think about next time you hear it. Let us ruin it a little bit for you guys out there. But I'll only bring it up because it was funny that Eric said it, I was thinking it, and then Henson said it from the back seat of the car too. So maybe something to it. Burn is played third at this show, so that was a little weird that they bumped it that far forward. I don't think that's happened yet. So right after Pictures of You, it goes into Burn. Pretty cool. From there, let's see what happens. Yeah, otherwise it's just kind of a nice shuffling around the shows and such. We get the debut of, 3 songs in this whole set, which is cool. And 2 of which, Figurehead and Hanging Garden, are from Pornography, of course. And later in the set, Drowning Man is debuted. So, the idea of pornography in these themes or blocks for Encore 1 goes out the window here in Sweden, but we get a little mini block of pornography earlier in the set. So 7, 8, and 9 position, we get Figurehead, Strange Day, and Hanging Garden, which is debuted in the tour. So we get the pornography block, but it's not for the encore. Weird. I don't know, but it's cool as hell. Nobody's complaining there. So yeah, we get it. It's pretty solid. Hanging Garden sounded awesome. I just watched the little YouTube clip for that. The backdrop looked amazing. It had the image from the gardens, the York House Gardens in London, where they filmed the video. So they got that as a cool backdrop going. And Figurehead also sounded amazing, which is very cool to see that back in the set list. Apparently that hasn't been played since 2008, which seems surprising. But yeah, pretty cool. So good to have that in there. And apparently Robert changed the lyrics to "I can lose myself in Chinese art and Swedish girls" for this show. So pretty funny. Clever Robert out there playing up to the crowd. Very cool. So like I said, themed Encore 1, that trend might be officially broken here. Not sure if they just decided to do away with it and play it earlier, lose the idea altogether. Maybe they figured people were onto them, so they didn't want to be that predictable. Who knows? But as we move into Encore 1, only Tonight We Could Sleep is the encore, and then it goes into Drowning Man. And this is the first time since the 2016 tour, which isn't too long of a stretch when you think about what's happened since the 2016 tour. But then Charlotte Sometimes and Forest. So again, not a theme there for the encore, but at the same time, a rad set of songs. Can't complain. And of course it goes into Encore 2 with the 7 songs. Same order, but no denying the pop genius there, and great time to be had as you walk back to your car. From that, you have to be feeling pretty good. So yeah, they got a pretty rad second show in Sweden on the 13th. 27 songs played again. So we come to our third and final show in this block, and that is tonight's show, Copenhagen. We had a bit of a live stream connection going. Again, we had, I think I saw one song from On This Day in Instagram. Was able to hook us up with, I only caught one song on it anyway, for the live stream, which was cool. And then we were also able to tap into, I believe it's Carl setting that up for the Cure Forever through the Podbean audio stream. The last time I tried it, I wasn't able to get in, like they weren't limited or something, but I clicked on it this time, I was able to get in. So that was pretty cool. And that was tipped off to me from Allison Kellerman. So that was very nice of you, Allison. Thank you so much for sending the link for that, because since I got kind of blocked out of it that first time, I probably wasn't going to try it again. But I was able to tap in. We were driving around town. We had a few drinks before dinner, and we just sat there off in the outskirts, and I was able to stream the show. And so it worked out pretty nice. And yeah, so that worked out good. But anyway, so 10-14 Friday night, 28 songs this time. So that was a sign that maybe gradually they'll keep kind of adding on, They're going up every time instead of taking songs away, at least. So that's cool. I went into this one actually thinking there's a pretty good chance we'd get a full repeat in Denmark. I'm not really sure why. I guess it's just the only show in Denmark, and they'd pretty much had a heavy kind of surprise dump at that last show with the pornography block and a few debuts there. So I thought they might just kind of hold that one steady for a minute. Wouldn't be surprising to just do a full Riga repeat at this point even. What are we on, the 6th show at this point? But no, Copenhagen saw a slightly variation in the set list and a different but longer Encore 2, and even a fan favorite song debuted. So we got a new song in this one too. So let's dive into Copenhagen. Again, all three new songs were played. Alone and Song closed it out, the main set anyway. And Nothing is Forever, neatly placed at the number 6 slot. A solid variety of tracks in this set list for sure. Chaz said maybe his favorite when we were texting, so he might be down with this batch is his favorite now so far. Let's see. Yeah, they were kind of just shuffling around. Again, we saw the return of Kyoto Song and Cold are hanging steady in there. And yes, even with Hungry Ghost in there still, Chaz approved of this set list. But so yeah, maybe Hungry Ghost they're just going to leave in there through Halloween at least. So we got that one in there lurking like a specter in the night. Following Hungry Ghost, though, is in the number 11 spot is where we get our tour debut of the one and only Prayers for Rain. And man, did it sound fucking good. I watched the YouTube clip on this one too, and it sounded great. Robert's hanging on that right note like it was 1989 all over again. So very cool. They nailed it. Sounded excellent. Hopefully that one sticks around too, because I know plenty of people would love to hear that in the set list. For that mystery Encore 1 that we're still trying to peg down, and what the hell's going on with Encore 1? They kick it off with Figurehead, so that was cool, carrying over from the other night, and A Strange Day. We gotta be getting a pornography block then, you would think, right? Nope. Figurehead, Strange Day, then Charlotte Sometimes, then Play for Today, then Forest. So a little bit of a combo. But, as much as you're a little bit sad that the block thing might be officially gone and out the window, same time, you gotta realize that these songs are amazing and no one would complain hearing those in Encore number 1. And it's a little longer, so they weren't just doing 3 songs. They stretched it out to 5 really awesome songs. So, oh well, the block themed thing might be fizzled out, but, who cares if they're playing these songs in the set. So given pretty much that fact, there probably isn't a master plan to hardly any of this, and they're probably just playing whatever the hell they feel like from night to night. Who knows? But leave it to the pros to figure it out. Encore 2, again, is exactly the same 7 songs. But I mean, there's 7 pop masterpieces, right? No one can play in there. And like I said, it's just, the kind of Cure songs that aren't even debatable, that you can even be too cool to pretend that you're too cool for. Why Can't I Be You, Love Cats, sure, all that. But when you line up In Between Days, just like Heaven, Boys Don't Cry, you can't fuck with that lineup, So perfect way to wrap up the show, really. That leaves the whole rest of the show to get moody and throw in as many rarities as you want and bounce back on fan favorites and throw in some other pop gems. So they can cover it all with that. And like I said, stretching it out to 28 songs. So maybe a few more shows, they'll bump it up to 29. So anything could happen, really. So there you have it. Copenhagen and Gothenburg and Oslo, Norway. Past 3 shows. Coming up next, what do we got? Let's see. We got Saturday off. So we'll probably put this out on Sunday, and this would be our regular Sunday. So that catches us up, and then maybe we'll start getting more into the actual bi-weekly Holy Hour flow, and then just drop these little updates in there here or there. So if you're into just getting recaps, then that's what these will be for. Otherwise, we will continue on with our longer discussions of Cure Talk. But on Sunday, we got Hamburg, Germany. So they go break into Germany at this point, and that's followed by Leipzig, Germany on Monday, and Berlin on Tuesday. So we got a pretty rad Germany run there from Sunday, Monday to Tuesday, and then into Poland, and then Austria by the weekend. So yeah, lots of cool one. Cure's got a pretty good history of rad shows in Berlin, so I think this might be pretty cool. Same with Leipzig, I guess. I've seen that concert where he blows a little spit bubble, right? I think that was from Leipzig. Anyway, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna ramble too long. I was just meant to be a little rant and cap. Like, I can't even talk anymore. You're drunk. You need to go home and lie down. Okay, I am home, so I'll lie down. But you need to go home now too. If you're not, if you're out there like just streaming stuff in the forest, stop it. Go home, lie down. Okay, thank you for listening. Hopefully, when I listen back to this, it's worth putting out for you guys. Enjoy, everybody that was at these shows. I hope you had a blast and were safe. Feel free to send me any little sound clips that we can backtrack on these too. So anybody out there that thinks that we covered it for 2 seconds and moved on, that's not the case. Send me anything on Riga, even if you want any of these. We would love to hear from you guys that were actually there, instead of me just looking at song names on setlist.fm. So cool. All right, for the Holy Hour, this is Gavin signing off. Not an official episode, just an update. Take it easy. Talk hard.